Living under a bridge, not real.
Oh.
So, okay. I take back my apology, Vernon.
You take back your apology?
My apology for mocking Vernon in case he was real.
I'm no longer sorry.
I am no longer sorry. I feel like you have made bad choices. Here's a question. Good morning. Love your show. I have a question. Okay. I'm currently out of work. My house is paid off, worth about $285. My credit score is 600. Would I be able to get a home loan without a job, or is having a job always a requirement?
Yeah, I'm going to have to say that it's pretty much having the ability to repay is always a requirement. There might be a situation where you could look at a private mortgage. You know, if there are some entities that may loan on that based just on the equity of the property. In other words, they'll give you, 30% or 50% of the value, but there's some complications with that. It may be possible. You'd have to have those kind of resources. But as far as any sort of government loan like Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, anything like that, they're going to require you to be able to show the ability to repay. However, if you do get back to work and you're doing some sort of work that you've done before, once you've been back to work for 30 days, you should be able to qualify, as long as you can have a reasonable explanation for why you were, out of work, for the gap in employment. Good question. Thanks for texting that in to 77031.
All right. So Vernon has texted back in and says, haha, I don't live in a van down by the river, but I did turn a brand new 30-year mortgage at 4.3 to a 15-year at 2.62 during the height of COVID round 1. I was a new listener to your show then and tuned in at the right time. Thanks, guys.
Nice. Oh, well, thank you.
Thanks, Vernon. There's a lot of Vernons out there.
All right.
Good
job. Yeah. And
well done.
They said a 15-year. They did a 15-year.
Yeah, with you.
You can still get a 15-year down in the mid to low twos, depending on how your scores are. So if you think that that's something you want to find out about, you go to homeloansradio.com. Apply now. We'll get you a quote. No obligation, no cost, no hassle. Well, you know what time it is, MJ?
I do.
What time is it?
It's time for the speed round.
And I'll translate. She said, it's time for the speed round.
But I said it really fast, and I'm going to ask you questions really fast, and you can answer them really fast.
You sound like the guy at the end of the commercials.
Oh, okay. Yes, might cause dizziness and eye bleeding, and your toes may fall off one at a time.
Oh, excellent.
Otherwise, great medicine.
Wow, excellent.
Sign up now. All right,
we're gonna do a bunch of the questions we haven't been able to get to. We're gonna try and fit a bunch in here real quick, and then at the end of that, MJ's gonna pose a riddle to Fritz and I.
We'll see. All right, here we go.
We'll go.
We have $130,000 at 4.125, a 30-year. Would it pay to refinance?
I think it could. You could probably shave off some years of that mortgage, depending on how many years you have left of that 30. If you went down to a 25 or a 20-year, you could definitely get the rate down some. And if you can shave off any years, it would be worth looking at. Can I tell you right now? Yeah, you should do it. No, but what I can tell you is you should do the application online. Let us get you a couple quotes for like a 20-year, a 25-year, and a 30-year, and then you decide once you see the numbers. That's where you're really gonna kind of where the rubber meets the road, so to speak.
Can you get a mortgage approval if you're purchasing a home contingent on the sale of your own home, the home you're in now?
Yes, you can. Absolutely. Yeah, we're going to pre-approve you. When we do a pre-approval, this happens all the time. People have a house they're selling. They're moving up to another house. They got to sell that one to get the down payment for the new one. And it all has to come together and mesh and sell at the same time. Now's a really good time to do that because houses that you list for sale are selling very quickly. So your house should sell very quickly, and you can make it so it sells at the same time as the other one and move those funds around. So there's two ways we would do that. One is I would pre-approve you based on if your house sells in time. And in some cases, some people don't need to sell that house. They may have their down payment money from elsewhere. But yeah, absolutely. You just want to go and start a pre-approval, and we'll put together all the numbers and let you know what you can do.
My boyfriend and I are thinking about getting married. Congratulations. We both have homes that are paid for and are not planning on selling either. How does this work with homestead exemption?
Well, that's
Can't they each just have their own home? No, once they're married, it's an issue.
It's your homestead is supposed to be on your home where you're living. So if you declare that you've moved into another house and you start renting out the one of them, then you're going to lose your homestead exemption. That's if you're following the rules and you're not living there, so you no longer get the homestead exemption. But you can get lower homeowners insurance when you're renting out a property because you're not insuring the contents of the property. So you sometimes your taxes will go up a little bit, but your insurance will come down. And more than that, you're now making income on that property. So your whatever mortgage payment you have is offset, and so you're saving a bunch of money. even if you do lose your homestead exemption.
How old is Ryan Holmes?
How tall is a redwood, you know?
Right?
Right? Does anyone know?
I believe he just turned 68.
Oh, okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
He reads younger than that, but I get it.
Well, sometimes. We're talking actual years or mental years?
I have no idea.
I'm not going to tell you his age online
All right.
on the air. That would be privileged, but you can. I'm sure he'll tell you on the his show.
Yeah, hit him up on his show. When PMI comes off the loan, does my payment change or does the allocation change to principal?
The payment just changes. So like if you're paying $200 a month towards PMI, that just disappears. It's not like you keep paying the payment you were before and now it switches over to principal. But you could yourself switch that over and just keep paying a normal payment. And each month when you send in your payment, you have to earmark or tell your lender, hey, 200 of this is going towards principal now. So you could do that and pay your loan off a lot quicker that way. It's really a good way to pay less interest, pay less overall interest over the life of the loan. Great question.
All right, the riddle today, and we have two of them, are easy, so we're going to move fast.
All right, I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah, I'll let you know if it's easy.
So the point is, you only have a brief millisecond to go into your vast archives and come up with the answer here.
What if we don't get it quickly?
Well, then I'm moving on.
Okay. Wow,
pressure's on.
School has started.
You ready?
Yep.
What invention lets you look right through a wall?
Window.
Tick tock tick. Yep.
Nice.
Where does today come before yesterday?
The dictionary.
Yep. All right.
Wow.
Hey, all right. We're smart.
Yeah, you are.
That was quick. We have time for another mortgage question.
No, we don't. Thank you so much for listening to us.
Good job on those riddles. So the first one, what invention lets you look right through a wall?
Yeah, a window.
Or a door.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I mean, if you leave the door open.
Or if it's a glass. Well, folks, you've done it.
Yeah, you have.
You've successfully
You did it.
whiled away
made it.
You've whiled away another 90 minutes listening to us talk about mortgages and nonsense. And we thank you for joining us and sending in your comments and joining the conversation with us this week. We will, that's it. We're out of here. Play us out of here, Fritz.
Bye.
You've been listening to Home Loans Radio with that mortgage guy, Don. Join us every Saturday at 9 a.m. on Real Radio 104.1 and check us out online at homeloansradio.com.